What was it like when you became an IM? Because I'm sure back then the training infrastructure was not that strong as compared to what it is today.
The tournaments were very few and far between, not like today, where we have in India itself, there were in the last 2 years about 45 International Master Norm tournaments held in Tamil Nadu alone. The lack of tournaments basically was one of the main reasons why we could not really evolve sooner like we have done recently.
So after you became the IMs, what is the time when you actually decided that now you want to dedicate yourself as a chess trainer?
Initially it was
So can we say like you have the knack of choosing like who you want to teach?
about 10%, it's about like anybody who comes, but 90% I'm really very choosy.
In your view, what do you think is the best age? When should parents actually have their kids to learn chess?
I don't know, only yesterday I was working with a 4-year-old child.
Wow.
Yeah. But I think 5 is really good.
So technically, what's like the difference between a 1500, 1600 player versus a 2000 player? Hello everyone, my name is Sunil and I am the founder and CEO of Kabil Kids Chess Academy. We started Kabil Kids 6 years back, and as we speak we have trained 9,000 plus children across the globe and have produced 55 plus FIDE rated players, and many of them have done well at the state level and national level championships. And our main goal is to make kids Kabil and make them competent, make them smarter. We typically target the children from age group 5 to 15 years. And so here I am with my guest, International Master Vishal Sareen. And many of you may know about him. A bit of introduction, a bit more. So he is a senior FIDE trainer, and he has a couple of decades of experience into chess coaching, and he has produced many international masters and grandmasters throughout his journey, and he became international master in year 2004 at the age of around 30. And here I am, sir, with you, and most welcome at Kabil Kids Chess Academy podcast. How are you feeling today?
Thank you so much, Sunil. And first of all, a big thank you to having me here. I've been, ever since you mentioned it, I've been looking forward to this conversation. And well, it's been pretty exciting so far, and I'm sure it'll be much more in the years to come.
Fantastic. So we are having this basically conversation discussion for the consumption of millions of parents who are looking for a chess coaching of their children. They have many questions around should chess be taught to their kids or not, what are the benefits and all those things. And at the same time, there are millions of chess players who want to become a good chess player, who want to attain the titles. And so I think I'm sure this conversation is going to help them a lot. So my first thing that I would like to know from you is like, how did you start your chess journey and at what age?
Well, by today's standards, it was pretty late, I would say. I started when I was closer to 11. I was definitely 10 plus, getting on to, and luckily enough for me, I fell in love with the game because there were lots of old guys near Chaupal, near my home at, this old Delhi streets, that's where I used to live then. So I picked it up on the road. I just used to stand there, and then, I learned everything there. And then we had some facilities like Bal Bhavan back then. I think it still is there. That's where I picked up the initial, process and moves. I think I was also, I really wanted to learn it better. So in about 2 years, I was the national under 15 champion. I represented the country, and and ever since then it's been a pretty good ride.
Fantastic. So you said that very interesting that you picked it up, in Old Delhi, those streets for those 2 years. So were your parents aware that you have picked up some interest in a game like chess, and what was like their response? Were they encouragement? Were they like giving you some kind of encouragement about the sport?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, they were the ones who sent me to Bal Bhavan to learn it
Okay.
further. There was
Okay.
some small coaching facility there, where there used to be a huge chessboard, and 5 or 6 of us would just go sit there, and someone would try to explain something to us. There were no demonstration boards, no computers back then, obviously. But then, okay, this guy was pretty good at explaining, and he was working. I think he was also a college student back then. And then we played the state championship. Subsequently next year again the state championship. Then I got to play the nationals. In fact, my first nationals that I played, the under 15, it was won by Anand.
Wow. So you have played with Vishwanath Anand as
Okay, in
well.
the same tournament a few times, but
Okay.
never played him per se
Okay.
in a
Okay.
one-on-one game.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. And what age did you become a FIDE rated player?
I think that would be around 15 or 16, 15 probably, 14 or 15, because back then the ratings were not easy to get.
Okay.
These days, now again, it has gone up to 1400 as the minimum rating threshold, but back then it was 2200. So there were very few rated players in the country.
Okay.
And my first rating was actually 2275. I was already in the top 40, 30 of the country,
Awesome.
probably. I don't remember. But yeah, that's how it was. It used to be back then. Then they brought it to 1800, then 1600, 1400, 1200, eventually 1000. Now it's again gone back to 1400. Yeah.
1400. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And what was it like when you became an IM? Because I'm sure back then the training infrastructure was not that strong as compared to what it is today. So, what was your journey like? Were there any kind of hardships that you had to face? If you could probably detail some, like your journey of becoming an international master.
Okay, the tournaments were very few and far between, not like today, where we have in India itself, there were in the last 2 years about 45 international master norm tournaments held in Tamil Nadu alone. Add to that in the last 3 years, I would say, add to that probably another 30 international opens, where a lot of foreign grandmasters take part. This has been happening almost for the 15-20 years now. But I'm talking especially about now. I mean, and the kind of travels that these kids are able to do, because the the situation has changed completely in the minds of the parents. This is now looked upon as a career sport. Back then, my mother or my father was not sure what am I doing. But yeah, there was only one tournament, for example, the Goodrick International, where everybody played, and getting an entry was not an easy task. You really had to request them, please allow us to play, because this is the only one. I had a decent rating, so more or less I played as many as I could. But then the lack of tournaments basically was one of the main reasons why we could not really evolve sooner, like we have done recently. Yeah.
All right. So after you became the IM, so then what is the time when you actually decided that now you want to dedicate yourself as a chess trainer and educating, the youth of the country?
Okay, the transition for me was not so difficult. I was back in I was living in Jamshedpur for about 8 years with my trainer. I did my graduation there, and then I came back to Delhi. And at that time, already I had made up my mind that I'll start to do some training. But initially, it was just finding some students was not so easy. But I was lucky enough. And then I could travel with one or two good students to tournaments. And in 2000, by 2004-05, I was already sure that this is what I want to do. So the transition was not really difficult for me. By 2006, I had given up completely on my playing career. Soon after becoming IM, and after that, it's not that I haven't played NHS. I do still once in a while, but very few and far between. I mean, it's so it was like a very conscious decision. I was already working for a company. I was recruited to play chess for them,
Okay.
which I resigned, I think, in 2008 to take this up professionally, and I was probably the first professional coach of India.
Awesome,
And
fantastic.
yeah.
And I also know that there are some student of yours who have got the Arjuna award as well, right? So I mean, what was the feeling as a coach when you see your students they achieving the great success?
It's obviously exhilarating. The fact of the matter is, I mean, this is what I mean we work for as coaches, or even my those students as players. So the first one to get was Parimarjan Negi, and then Negi I was working till 2006. Then he was the first one to get it. Then Tanya Sachdev is still in touch, although she is not a very active player anymore. And Abhijit Gupta subsequently, who was also the world junior champion. I mean, he has won so many tournaments, like probably in every continent. And we are still in touch. I mean, we work. We don't really, I wouldn't say we work, but because he is also now in that phase. I mean, he was 14 when we started working. Today he's a father. So it's been a very long journey together, but we had some really good times.
Awesome. So, can we safely say that you are the creator of grandmasters, like you mentioned about Tanya Sachdev, Abhijit, and Parimarjan Negi, right? So, I think it's safe to say that you are the creator of grandmasters.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far. There are so many others who have done really well. Ramesh has been phenomenal, working with the kids especially. And then we had more recently, there are so many other coaches like Srinath and Vishnu. They have done exceedingly well, I would say, as coaches. And I'm sure that, you know, we are basically now in that situation where chess is seriously looked upon as a career sports in the minds of the parents. And them being the opinion leaders, it is very clear that there will be, like, coaching has become a full-time profession for so many. I mean, I know hundreds of coaches. In fact, I do a lot of coaches training. So I train them to become better coaches also. And this is a part of the FIDE program. It's called the FIDE Trainers Seminar.
Okay, okay.
I've been doing this for the last so many years now.
Okay, okay. So let's try to dig a bit deep into this aspect, like you mentioned about you also train the coaches. So, what makes a good chess coach?
Well, a good chess coach, I think that you will find that the opinions are very divided here. So I can only, present mine. But I'm sure that the opinions will be divided. But a good chess coach, basically, you know, a dedicated person who is, either you're dedicated, let's say, to a certain group of people, or to the people, everybody that you work with, or maybe even one person for that matter. It's perfectly fine. But the dedication and that, I think, is the key for any coach to succeed as a coach, and to make them to make the players better. So over the years, you know, so many training methods have evolved. The computers have taken, you know, over literally everything in chess. And there's, in fact, a good machine can also teach you to play better. But a good coach, you know, that machine will not be able to basically relate with you in any which way as a coach would. So I've seen so many times that, you know, more than their parents, in the last almost 20 years now, the children, my students, that is, they have been more, they relate more to me when it comes to chess than their parents even. So I think this has been, I mean, you got to be lucky to, I mean, a teacher has to be lucky, in my opinion, to have good students. And I was probably in those shoes then. I was lucky also, because I got really the cream de la cream of Indian chess. I mean, all of them won the national championship. They all won the Olympic medals. They all won. They all won literally everything. Tanya recently won the Olympiad also. So, I mean, there's absolutely no denying that a teacher has to be lucky, and I was one of those lucky ones.
So, can we say, like, you have the knack of choosing, like, who you want to teach? Are you selective now, or you think if anyone is approaching you for, let's say, a coaching, somebody wants to become, let's say, a titled player, so do you have some kind of yardsticks that you would benchmark them against and then take them in, or is it like anyone can come based on the time availability? Like how is it, like how do you go about
It's
deciding that you have to
it's
coach somebody?
about 10%. It's about like anybody who comes, but 90% I'm really very choosy. I have to figure it out whether they are really serious about it. Because otherwise I see it like, there are approximately 10% of the times I say, because I also need to make my bread, yeah. So so I make those concessions. Then there are so many jobs which are well paying, and yeah, in those cases I don't mind. But yeah, but in some cases, I mean, in all the other cases rather, it has to be a serious child. Otherwise, I'm normally, I mean, they don't find me.
Okay, okay. And also, I actually relate with you when you say that machines may not be entirely successful in helping a better coaching, because coach has to be there. Because I remember an instance when we were there in the Shark Tank season 3, where one of the sharks actually said, I think if I remember, Anupam Mittal, one of the sharks actually said to us that what role would AI play in coaching? So I think, so me and Grandmaster Tejas Bakre, we were very clear that a child who is small, 5-year or 6-year-old or 7-year-old, right? They need a lot of compassion. They need a lot of guidance, which a machine may not be able to play initially. But yes, once the child already attains some particular level, some maturity, that time the machine can actually act like a supplement. That machine can act like some kind of a facilitator. But yes, compassion, a good coach is something which definitely there is hardly any replacement for.
Yeah, so the children, especially young ones, I think they need a lot of handholding, which obviously the machine cannot do, and at least not, definitely not, even in case of a robot, let's say, not really, with some passion, or with a grip which says that don't worry, that reassurance, which probably every child in the world needs. So that kind of reassurance that they get from their coaches or their parents, and I don't think there is anybody else. And so the fact of the matter is that this is very essential, I think.
So coming back to the coaches part, so there are a lot of young adults who are now getting into the chess coaching. They're like in their mid-20s or they're like in their early 30s. So like we have 50 of them who work with Kabil Kids as of now. What do you think would be a single piece of advice to such coaches? How should they actually conduct themselves when they are training somebody who is as young as 5, let's say till 8 or till 9? So any couple of things that you would like to recommend such coaches?
I think in the past 1 year itself, I think we trained 300 odd coaches in the country. Okay, and they are now all FIDE certified trainers, all of them. I mean, there are obviously there are different sort of training certificates which are awarded. I think it is essential for everybody to attend some seminars or the other from coaches, just to get the feel of it. It's not like this morning I get up and I become a coach because okay, obviously I want to make some money or I want to do this or that, but this will not help them become better at doing this. So to become more relatable, to become more a coach at some point needs to be indispensable to the kid. The kid not necessarily be indispensable for the coach. So when they want to go away, it's fine. But the thing is, as long as I am there, I'm nearly indispensable. They are always for everything. I mean, no matter which country they are playing, no matter what continent they are in, they always call me. I'm available on the phone. They wake me up at midnight and then they say, okay, this is the problem. We need to solve this. Can you send me a file? And then, I wake up, very doe-eyed kind of, and I have to do something for them. So this kind of when they, especially when they are playing, and obviously the situation may not always be that you can travel with each one of them. It's just not possible mathematically. So I think, but if you are around, that reassurance, I think that can be built by learning methods, which is not necessarily essential to the psychology, but also to improve them at chess, so that uh, uh, the like for example, I would talk about Abhijit. He was like in top 70, 80 of the world at some point. He was one of the best players in the country. He was a national champion. He was a Asian Continental something medalist, Olympiad medalist, whatnot. I mean, 5 times or 6 times Commonwealth champion. Nobody has won it so many times. He's called Mr. Commonwealth, in fact. So, but I could never compete with him as a player. But then, if there is a problem, even today, he would just pick up the phone and call me and say, like, I need this.
Wow.
And although, I mean, like I said, he is not playing as much as he should be, because now he's a father and all that, but still. So this kind of, this kind of relationship with the student, I think is very essential for building giants. And this is exactly, I think, this is exactly what Vishnu does. Vishnu has done for Gukesh, or Ramesh has done for Pragnananda. And I'm sure so many others for so many others in the world also. So I know this is Nakamura's second. For what, 15, 17 years I've been seeing him in different countries. But he's been there, and he's just like a player like me. He's 2300 and he works with Nakamura. Always. He can be found. And this is fantastic. I mean, I really feel that his contribution towards Nakamura's success is probably, I think it is really appreciated by the man himself.
Absolutely. So I think you talk a lot about the relationship that a coach has to establish with the student, and that keeps on going for a much longer time. Even now, as you mentioned, Abhijit, sometimes he also seeks some kind of, let's say, inputs from you, right? Now, can this relationship be further extended to parents? Is it done? Do you think it has a value that parents are also kind of, part of the whole, like kind of a stakeholder?
See, parents are basically the decision maker in the entire process. So, it all starts with a single word: trust. So if there is trust, then I think parents obviously become a part and parcel of the process. But I think because the parents will not understand the nitty-gritty that the game basically has, so they like to leave it. But then every now and then I see so many concerned parents coming and talking to me and asking me this and that, and why he lost and he's still smiling, for example. And I still, it's good, right? It's not, he's not taking it to his heart. He knows he made a mistake, so it's okay. I mean, they all make mistakes. So like that, the parents have to be very proactive in the entire process, because they are there much more time with the child than the coach or anybody else, right? So I think they have to be very proactive. And okay, like I said, in the entire process, I also found a very good parents and en route my journey. But I think it's quite essential. You still see, I mean, Pragnananda is now 20, his sister is 22 or whatever, and well, you still see their mother always traveling, with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so
even for Gukesh also, I guess.
Gukesh's father has always been there.
Very much dedicated, yeah.
He gave up his career.
Absolutely.
He was a successful doctor, ENT specialist, I think. And he just decided one fine day, okay, I won't do this. And I want to promote my child. And those kind of things are very essential. So that, it's a similar case. It's Gukesh, it's Pragnananda, or it's anybody else. I think the parents they play a very pivotal role.
True. So a lot of parents, when they inquire about, let's say, chess coaching for the children, they are a little skeptical about what should be the right age that the child can start learning chess from. So in your view, what do you think is the best age? When should parents actually have their kids to learn chess?
I don't know. Only yesterday I was working with a 4-year-old child. So,
Wow.
yeah. But I think 5 is really good.
Okay.
5 is really good. 4 is a little bit. I mean, this guy, he just wants me to have conversation. I mean, he doesn't want me to, I told her, I told the parent that there's nothing that I can do with this 4-year-old. You please talk to her. That's it. Nothing else.
Okay.
Tell her stories about chess, this, that. Just make it sound interesting, and which okay, I'm a good storyteller, so this many people know.
Okay.
But the thing is that 5 I think is really good. If you start by 5, because you get a, like, even if you, whether you will make it a career or not, nobody knows. But I think if you started at the age of 5, it basically develops a lot of mental faculties in the child, which is essential for in as part of life skills itself, which I think is much also equally important rather than becoming a professional in chess. Yeah.
No, I think I completely agree with you. Like, the life skills is another big aspect that parents really look for, because in our experience, of all 9,000 kids that we have trained, so we generally always try and do a survey with the parents that why do you want your kids to learn chess? And you'll be surprised to know that 50% of the parents, they want their kids to learn chess just because they want their kids to inculcate those real life skills. We talk about the cognitive development, we talk about social development, the emotional development. I think this is what chess does to a child, and that's what parents require. And then another 30%, they want kids to do well in chess, and rest of the 20% is like they want them to be spending more productive time online, or parents are busy, so they want their kids to learn some habits so that they are occupied in doing something more productive, right? And I think life skills is absolutely important, because that shapes them for the entire life. That makes them smarter. Okay. Now, so Vishal, I just want to also know from you is like, I'm switching to the tournaments. So once kids, they are the beginners, they learn, they graduate to one level, they are about to become FIDE players, or they already have become FIDE players, they are participating in the tournaments. So tournaments is a big, ambiguity there. Parents have lots of questions. When is my child ready for the tournament? What type of tournament should I choose for my child? So if you can just throw a bit of light around the tournament side of it, will be really
Okay,
helpful.
this is one problem that has been plaguing the young chess players. It is normally the tournaments that they play are as per the convenience of the parents. So it's a weekend off, they go take them for a tournament. If there is a tournament happening, if it's 5 days, then it's already difficult because both the parents, let's say, are working, and it's not easy for them to take leaves, etc. Whatever. So and in this basically in this circus, I would say, of things, a lot of potential is lost. Because I mean, if we look at it, Carlsen, for example, day before yesterday, he won the 21st World Championship, which was the Fischer Random. He has won so many, 21 in all.
Correct.
Okay, 5 of them were classical. And remaining are rapid and blitz. And one now finally, the Fischer Random, or they call it freestyle.
Freestyle, yeah.
Okay, the thing is that all forms of chess have become very important now. Okay, so while they need to learn to play blitz or to rapid, it should not be as just because it falls on a Saturday, Sunday, and the event is in Delhi, and I live in Delhi, so it's very easy for me, or I live in Chennai, so it's very easy for me. I think more like it should be more like, how is it going to benefit the child? And here also, I think the role of the coach is important. They should always try and put them in a like, try to push them to their limits every time. Okay, like, for example, I'm really very against any child playing. I mean, it's a personal opinion. When I say against, it's not like I'm not trying to say something that I'm just trying to say what I believe in. That is, I don't like to play like any child to play a tournament below their standard, current standard. But I don't know if I should say this here, but I'll take my chance. Okay. So, I mean, Indian society per se, we have become more like, the children have become more like, what to say, a thing for demonstration to the neighbors,
कि
to the
मेरा बच्चा अच्छा
society,
कर रहा है, मेरा बच्चा
to my
चेस कर रहा
family,
है, हाँ
extended
हाँ,
family and whatnot. ये बहुत ही common सी बात है. तो how many trophies you have suddenly become more important than what you are actually capable of. So they keep putting them in this under 7, under 8, under 9, and the best prizes they keep winning. Sometimes they win, sometimes they lose. When they lose, they're very unhappy. And sometimes they win some trophy and something like that. I mean, this is what the parents crave for. I think this mindset also needs a little bit of changing. Although this is not bad, it's good. It's good. But the thing is that when you put them in, below their current standard or below their current strength, then they don't get to learn. Whereas I take this. I mean, for me, every game is an opportunity to learn something. And when you cease to learn, for me, I always tell to the parents as well as to the students, I mean, if they're old enough to understand, that the end of the day should not be like, what did I achieve today? But what did I learn today? So when we say, what did I learn today? It really makes, it'll make you sleep better. Because you added something to your yesterday's knowledge, which is not so easy to happen, especially when you are always playing these lower than your current strength tournaments. For parents, it becomes suddenly important क्योंकि उनको दिखाना है, कहीं बाहर दिखाना है, ये करना है, मेरा बच्चा ये स्कूल में दिखाना है, फोटो दिखानी है, अखबार में नाम आ गया. I mean, my parents were no different, let me tell you, initially. But then, when I took the conscious call of, turning into a pro, especially at a very young age, so I was not living with my parents after that. And then they understood that this guy will make something out of it, no matter what, but he is not going to follow our instructions. So
A rebellious child.
Not rebellious per se, they were supportive.
Okay.
There was no rebellion as such. My coach offered me, and he was a very nice guy.
Okay.
And he just offered me, like, why don't you come over, stay with me only. And
Okay.
he had a couple of friends living with him. He was a bachelor then.
Okay.
And then I stayed in his house for about 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great. So, a bit drilling down that aspect a bit, you said that when the children lose the tournaments, there are certain emotions that get invoked. They sometimes get very unhappy, disheartened. Do parents also get a lot of disheartened when kids don't perform in the tournaments, or it's much less than their expectations?
I think the parents get much more involved when
Okay.
their children are playing.
Okay.
It's actually the converse is true. The child is basically, the one psychology that I have learned, that a child is out to please everybody. This is something that I have come to understood a long time ago. They are just out to please. So they don't care about this 1,000 rupees won or 5,000 won or a trophy won. Trophy won is good for them. It's better than money, obviously.
Okay.
But for them, the parents, they can't see a sad parent. It's that, and I think this is very important. So one of the parent I remember, the only one, she was mother of one of my students. I won't name her. But she had only one question. She never asked the result. Child would come out, कैसा खेला? You would say, अच्छा खेला, बुरा खेला, whatever. She doesn't know the result. I mean, like, she wouldn't even ask for it till the day is completed. Next pairing, when it comes, she would know whether he won or he lost.
Wow, that's pretty exception.
Yeah, it is very rare. That's the only one parent like that I've met. Others are so excited, even, these days, we have grandmasters popping out like rabbits. But one parent is so excited that my child made an I am norm. And I said, like, why are you so excited? If the child is feeling that, child is like, Okay, finally I made it. It's not like
Yes.
it was long time coming, for
Yeah.
example,
Yeah.
but he'd been missing it, missing it, missing it. And so he said, finally, for once I've made it. Now I need to
Yeah.
make two more. So he's already focusing on something else, where they are in the period of that rejoicing. And with this rejoice also comes a lot of pain later, because this is obviously this the game of chess is like any other sport. There is enough pain, trust me. So no, I mean it's the same as any other sport. I mean, you win some, you lose some, critical positions gone wrong, winning positions lost positions. You survive. You feel like you survive very rarely, but at the end of the day, actually, it's a great leveler. It is now roughly the same number, but you don't remember those times when you won a lost position. And this is pretty strange. But having said that, also true. I think every word of it.
And in tournaments, very commonly occurring sight is if a child comes out of the tournament hall, let's say losing a game, you can clearly see the emotions in the eyes of the parents. And I have personally seen many such cases almost in every tournament, that sometimes parents get more aggressive. Sometimes in that disappointment phase, they even thrash their kids. I've seen that,
Yeah,
right?
I've seen so many parents
So,
manhandling their
what would you
children.
say to such parents? Like, how as a parent should they also handle their emotions? While we talk about life skills for the children, that they become emotionally stronger, but at the same time, parents also need to kind of somewhere control those emotions at that time. So, what would be your recommendation to parents?
So those parents who have been aggressive uh, are the ones who have these kind of children who come out, with a watery eyes and all that out of the tournament hall after losing a game. But those parents who are not aggressive at all, their children, they will be sad. They will look sad because they are basically sad, and but they are not really afraid that my father is going to hit me, or my mother is going to hit me, beat me up, or something like that, or my coach is going to do the same. I've seen some of the coaches as well do this, but this is very strange because I mean, for me, okay, I can just share what the approach that I take up is like, this is exactly the time when they need you the most. And in these times, if we are not with them, then they will slowly alienate. They will alienate themselves at some point. Maybe not today, they can't.
Eventually.
Eventually, this will happen. Okay, so this is the time they need you the most, so you should be present for them. So for me, it's always been like, if my students lose a game, we normally go out for a walk, maybe watch a small serial on the computer, some cartoon, maybe if they're very young, or take them out for an ice cream, stuff like that, stuff that they like. But when they win, I keep them extremely grounded. Because winning is not something that we should be celebrating, because the thing is, this is why we have been working. So this is one approach that I have followed, and it has worked so far so good. Yeah, I never have any problems with any of my children losing any of the, even the most critical of the games. I've seen so much, so many years, and so many world championships, titles, this, that, and all. I mean, I'm talking about the cadets, etc. So many GM norms missed, so many IM norms missed. Very, very critical things at when it looks like your own life is at stake, suddenly he makes a mistake. And it happens. But then it's important not to vent it out on the player, because at the end of the day, whether I'm a parent or I'm a coach, I have to understand one thing, that they have not gone there to lose the game. They are trying their best. Maybe they are not better than their opponent on that given day. It can happen. I mean, this is what makes it a sport. So if it is a sport, then it has to be taken sportingly. I mean, it cannot be like if like I said, they will alienate. So it's the call of the parents.
So what I understand is like as a parent and as a coach, while it is important for the kids or the players to contain their emotions or control their emotions, it's equally important for parents, coaches to contain their emotions, not to glorify the wins at the same time, and not to get too much stressed out for the losses which are there, right?
Yeah, I mean, see, behind every success story, there are
Yeah,
at least 20
yeah,
20 stops, right?
yeah,
At
yeah,
least, if
yeah,
not more. So,
yeah, yeah.
I mean, I mean, normally I see, because of the presence of the social media, especially these days, I see so many success stories every day. But not a single sob story.
That's
But,
true.
inherently we know this.
Yeah.
Basically, I mean, I don't see the point. I mean, my point is that you are playing because you want to win. And this is like, shouting in your ears. Like, you're sitting next to me, I come over and I shout, hello, congratulations. What's the point? I mean,
Yeah.
you know this before. Yeah. So, I don't know. I somehow, for me, it's a complete no. I don't do this. It's very rare that I try to share something. Usually share if it is like somebody does something, somebody posts something. I'm not so much into this, but yeah, to glorify the wins is okay. I mean, but to an extent that it does not get into the head, because I mean, typically, if you will notice, between the age of 13 and 15, most of the children who have not become something really good in chess, they don't pursue chess because of academic distractions and whatever. And by the age of 10, I mean, let's say they were winning medals in the world championship, under 10, under 12, whatever, and then suddenly they give up. This happens, I think one of the reason is that because it is glorified so much that they feel like, the next step is like just next step. But I've heard so many stories, at least two I can relate with. Which one was this young prodigy, very young, very bright, talented G. Rohit. He was from Hyderabad. He made 3 Grandmaster norms. He was 2490 something. Just on that threshold of becoming a Grandmaster.
Correct. Yeah.
He lost 1 game, 2 game, 3 games and went down, and he gave up chess immediately. And he was like, if he had become a GM then, it would have made a lot of difference to the chess in Andhra, I feel,
Correct.
back then.
Correct.
Very young, bright
Yeah.
guy. Another one was my age. I mean, he was playing in my age group tournaments. G.V. Prakash, who also made 3 Grandmaster norms. Incidentally, the brother of Ramesh. Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, he could never become. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to put a reason behind these things, but I feel that there has to be like this has to be measured. Like till you are there, till you cross the line, you cannot rest.
You have to be at it.
Yes.
You can't just give up.
You can't just give up. You see, I mean, fraction of seconds cost a medal in the Olympics, right?
Absolutely.
We have seen it so many times.
Correct.
So it's the same. Like I said, this is like any other sport.
Correct. So that brings me to a question, or a query or input that I want to seek for the sake of the parents and the players is, how do we keep our mind balanced in those tough situations or in those tough moments when you're playing these critical tournaments? So is there some kind of a remedy or some kind of a gyan around it which can help these players to keep their calm?
Clinical detachment works best, but it's not so easy to achieve.
Okay.
I understand the emotions. I mean, I'm a parent as well, so obviously I understand all the emotions and everything that goes into the mind of a parent. But the thing is that clinical detachment helps, because if you are there and you are still not there, then it's fantastic, like emotionally.
Okay.
It really works wonders. I mean, just what is the point? I mean, like, I don't see you contributing in any which way by giving the child this guilt that I'm sad because of you. What does a parent achieve by that? And how many parents actually do this? I mean, very few. It happens more mainly in sport, or in some cases when there is a bright child and he finishes, third in a class in a certain year, which I think is not bad. But still, okay. There's some obsessed. There are some obsessed parents, but normally in day-to-day life we don't find it. Not every day, but when it comes to sport, suddenly they take it to heart, and I think it goes in every sport.
And how do you kind of decide whether a child is talented or whether the child is disciplined enough that there are some bright spots? Like both for the parent and the coach, like how do they decide whether there is some kind of a inbuilt talent for a particular
I
child?
don't know. Personally, if you ask me, Sunil, talent has always been the most overrated thing in my head.
Okay.
I think talent is hard work. So,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, if you have the guts to work hard,
Okay.
you can go on for 10 hours like on the go, and you're absolutely fresh after that. This is important. You feel like I need to sleep because next day morning I need to do the same again.
Okay. Okay.
So talent, I think every child is talented. There is absolutely no denying
Yes.
that. They may not show it, but the thing is that the energy has to be streamlined into such a way that they are able to find their niche themselves. And if once they do, then just encourage them. I mean, we can only give facilities. We cannot do more as parent or as coaches.
So you mentioned about that hard work is definitely it kind of is more valuable than the talent itself, right? Because you said that talent is something which every kid has, right?
Which is true.
So that brings me to a point कि कितना घंटा should a child actually practice every day or every week? What should be like a training regime for them to achieve the right outcomes?
So I can tell you a small story which I learned many years ago, in fact. That is, there are three levels of excellence. The first level of excellence is what approximately 97% of the people in this world do. That they get up in the morning, they have an office job, or they have a business to run, whatever. They have their breakfast, they go to work, come back in the evening, watch TV, do a little bit of family time, and then have your dinner, sleep on time, get up. That's it. This is what everyone does, and everyone. I mean, most of these people are happy lot. I mean, a major chunk of them. And the second level of excellence, I would say, would come like I have to do this. I have to do this means I'll wake up at 4 in the morning, go for a walk, go for a jog, hit the gym, come back, protein shake, breakfast, and do sit back, work till lunch, have lunch, small nap, go for a walk, come back, work, gym again, or walk again, dinner on time, sleep at 10, wake up at 4:30 again. Because I want to succeed. This is approximately, I think, 2.5%, or maybe slightly even more than that. These are people who are extremely dedicated towards what they want to achieve. The third set of people are who say, I'm not feeling sleepy at 11, but I need to sleep because let's say I have a game in the afternoon tomorrow or whatever. I'll just go hit the gym at 11 in the night. They don't care about anything. They wake up at their own sweet wish. They sit down at 10 o'clock. They have lunch on the same table, breakfast on the same table sometimes. Sometimes even dinner on the same table. They're working because it's basically the love for the work that they do. This is what derives them. I think this third set of people, this is what makes a Mark Zuckerberg or a Bill Gates or a, for example, Vishwanathan Anand or Magnus Carlsen. This is the set. So basically, it's a fixed regime is good to have, But I think we are trying to, bring too much discipline, which is not necessary for any sport. Discipline is necessary. I mean, you can't be, really off it completely. But following a very strict regime is not very important. I would say, let's say today I could not work. Like, because I had so many other things happened in the whole day and I couldn't work, but I could just work for, let's say, 30 minutes. But those 30 minutes have to be really productive. So every time you sit down, it is not out of compulsion. It should not be because I have to do this, otherwise what will happen to me, but it should be like because I want to do this. So this want to and have to is a big difference. And must do is the first lot. Because, I mean, that is important for them. So I think that should explain. Yeah, I mean, they should really enjoy. They should really enjoy the process.
Correct.
Of learning. And like I said, every night if you can go to bed with what did I learn today, I think that's going to add a lot of pleasure to the entire exercise.
So in a nutshell, what you're trying to say is that one has to be really passionate about doing something, creating value for whatever time that they are dedicating with a significant amount of discipline. And that is what will differentiate.
Take yourself. You wouldn't be sitting here if you were not passionate enough about promoting chess, for example.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. That goes without saying. I think that's really valuable hearing from you. So another question that really comes to us quite often is from the parents. They ask this question is how to balance between, let's say, the chess time and academic time. So like how much time, because it is, as you said, like when the kid turn in double digits, they start having these academic pressure starts getting built up, and predominantly our society, if I talk about pan India, कि कुछ भी हो बच्चे को पढ़ाई करनी है, सब ज़रूरी है, important है. Though things are changing now a bit. But in your view, what would you advise to such parents and to such children who are really ambitious about taking the sport to the next level, but at the same time they have this academic pressure? How do they balance out?
Yeah, so basically, if the child likes to do both, they normally manage. I've seen this. But most of the children these days, I mean, those who are really good at it, they are normally dropouts only. I mean, like it doesn't really. But then they are already very safe on the career side. So that's then the parents don't complain, obviously. I mean, you wouldn't call Sachin Tendulkar a 10th failure. Vaibhav Suryavanshi, I mean, I was reading this morning.
He didn't appear
for his 10th exam.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's very safe. It's absolutely no problem now, and nobody minds that.
Absolutely.
But so my point here is that if the child really likes to study also, which is great, I mean, it will make him a very fantastic individual. I know so many grandmasters who have become hedge fund managers. They have. I know so many grandmasters. I know Dr. John Nunn, for example, is a great mathematician. Dr. Emmanuel Lasker, the greatest ever world champion, in my opinion, was a great mathematician, a fantastic. Like, he was spoiled for choices in his career. He was also a great psychologist. So like this, I'm saying, like there have been so many instances of people who have known. I mean, we know Gary Kasparov, for example, more recently, who has had so many character traits. I mean, like he could literally, I mean, superhuman. He can do literally everything that he wanted to. He's tried to become a politician. He's been a very, very fantastic author, in my opinion. Probably one of the greatest players, not one of the, probably the greatest player who ever lived, till the advent of Carlsen, I would say. Carlsen might overtake him, but still there is time. So my point is that these are multifaceted people, and if they are multifaceted, why stop them?
So, okay. So let's say IMs and GMs are quite rare. So I think if my facts are right, in India we just had 92nd chess grandmaster. We have around about 125 IMs. So put together around about 230 plus IMs and GMs that we currently have in India. from a chess playing population of close to 5 crore. So that's like a very rare,
Yeah,
right?
that's a
Uh, a hobby player like me or a chess player like me who has a rating of, let's say, around 1600 elo is what my rating is. I can calculate, let's say, 2 moves or 3 moves, or in some best case scenarios, I can calculate 4 moves down the line, right? So, what is the capacity of a IM or a GM to calculate, you know, how many
no,
moves
it
or how
doesn't
many?
really, no,
Okay,
it doesn't really matter.
okay,
It's not like a grandmaster calculates more,
okay,
or a IM calculates less than a grandmaster. It strictly depends on the position. Sometimes there's
okay,
a straight line.
okay,
So if you give me a very straight line,
okay.
I can go up to 100, moves also.
Wow.
It's not a problem at all.
Okay.
Because just you need to be just concentrated looking at the board, or even with your eyes closed you can do it. But it has to be a very straight line. So this, and then this will happen, this, then this will happen, this, then this will happen. Let's say subsequent checks, when there is only one move to play, then it's much easier. So
Okay.
there is no limit to it. So I've had 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds who can calculate when given a position. They can calculate easily up to 20 moves also. It's not a problem at all. But if there are too many variants, there are too many variations. Let's say at the first step, I make this move and black can make 4 moves. And then you calculate all those 4 moves, and then okay, for each move you have a reply. And then for your subsequent reply, there are again 4 moves. This makes things much more complicated. And this is where I think even a grandmaster is happy to calculate 4 or 5 moves ahead and just say, okay, let me reach there, and then I'll decide what to do.
Okay, so technically, what's like the difference between a 1500, 1600 player versus a 2000 player?
1600 player is waiting to get there.
Okay.
2000 players wants to get better, but he needs
Okay.
to work much harder. This
Okay.
is really
Okay.
this is really the biggest difference.
Okay.
Because if you're 2000, then you're already you're basically hitting upon some FIDE titles and all that. 2200 is when you get a CM title. 300 is FM, 2400 is
Correct.
IM, like that.
Correct.
So you're basically you're staring at them, and then things become obviously more difficult because now the target is in sight and you're close enough. For a 1600, because the threshold has now come down to 14, 1600 rated, I think 2000 is no big deal. I mean, it happens every day, every corner of the world. The thing is not about reaching there. It's about sustaining there. So with every jump, there is bound to be a little bit of comeback, and then people get disappointed. They usually forget that they made 400 points, and out of which 100 only were lost, and but they become a little bit less because they see nobody's career graph can go like this. It's just not possible. There has to be some variants,
Twists and turns
twists
in
and turns,
between.
and because I think there's not much. I would say maybe 2000 a little bit more, but there is not much separating a 1600 and a 1850 or 1800. They're just, it's very easy. It's a matter of one tournament, sometimes 2 tournaments.
Okay.
You just need to play there.
Okay. Is age also a factor? Like a younger one can scale past easily rather than somebody who is already an adult, given the same environment, same training?
Age obviously, because as adults we have to worry about, not worry, I would say we have so much data already stored in our head. So to accommodate more data, to accommodate more information, it's not so easy.
Learning, unlearning becomes a challenge for somebody who is already knowing so much. He has to unlearn certain things to fix.
For me, for example, I was I always believed that every day the students, for many years I believed this. And then when this chess.com came into prominence during COVID and all that, I said, I told everybody, please play. You don't have to keep solving positions and things like that. And it worked well. So it is not really very easy to decipher, but as far as I see, becoming 2000 from a 1600 is basically, if you're focused for about 3 to 4 months time, it should not be very difficult. But 2000 to 2200 might take longer. It is possible. But okay, but there are so many of them who have achieved it like very, very quickly.
Okay. So there is one more question that always comes to the minds of the parents is like, is offline training good for my child or is online training good for my child? I'm more talking about a parent whose child is, let's say, between 5 to 12, 5 to 15, right? What do you think in your view, because you have seen both the worlds, right? Post-COVID, we have seen 5 years, pre-COVID, with your extensive training experience. What, in your view, is better, offline training or online training?
I wouldn't go far as, basically trying to figure out which is better, but I can present my viewpoint on the subject. The medium for chess is internet.
Okay.
There is no other medium. Chess has thrived because of internet. Chess will continue to thrive because there is internet. If you look at pre-internet era, even in the 1990s, early 90s, we could not even find the games. It was very difficult. Like some newspaper might publish some game and which they will get through from some telegram or whatever, and they would be able to publish it in quick time. But I mean, the information was very difficult to get. We used to have one book coming out twice a year. Every 6 monthly, every 6 months, one copy this thick, and that was our source of information. So you have to be on the net, and there is, if you ask me honestly, I personally see no difference.
Okay. No clear difference. Okay.
No clear difference between online and offline if the child is focused enough.
Okay.
In case of very young children, let's say 5-year-old, parents feel specially.
Okay.
But the sooner you introduce them to technology, the better, isn't it?
Yes.
So why not? I mean, my question is that they feel apprehensive because चश्मा लग जाएगा या screen time बहुत हो रहा है, ये हो रहा है वो रहा है. I mean, these are all fallacies. I mean, you can't live without it. Let's face it. At some point, you have to be completely indulged into this. No matter what career option you are choosing, whether it is chess or not, it doesn't matter. No matter what you do, my kids are glued to the computer 24/7, right? So whatever they are doing, they are still studying, both of them. But the point is that this is what they do, and you have to. And I understood this probably at a very young age, when my kids were just growing up. So by the time of 7 itself, they both had their own machines when they turned 7.
Okay.
So, and by the time they were 8, they were able to make PowerPoint presentations, etc. Both of them.
Amazing. Yeah.
By the time they both turned 10, between 10 and 11, they were able to make apps. They did not take up computer as a subject, like computer science as a subject or anything like that. They did not. They didn't want to pursue this as a career, but it was a hobby, and it is still the greatest hobby that they have. They really like to do this. So I need to make a website. I just tell my daughter, in 1 hour it's ready. She just asks me for some data. Okay, just give me some data, and I'll make it very easily. Yeah.
So what you mean to say is like giving them the exposure is more important, and whether it is offline or online may not matter much. It's about the learning, and it's also about giving them access to the future tools. Probably because of the screen time, they can reduce or they can try to keep it a little bit controlled, right? But it doesn't make a difference कि online है या offline है. अच्छा
essentially, if you ask me, I don't find any difference whatsoever if they are focused enough.
Okay.
Because sometimes, I as a trainer sometimes maybe little bit less focused. It is possible that I have just finished one session and I have another one lined up. Okay. I may not be, in that
frame of mind.
No, completely fresh for my next session. Okay. It is possible, especially if I've had a like, let's say 3-hour session. And I normally if it is more than 2 hours, I normally give 1 hour break.
Okay.
This is what I personally do. Like I'm not working like one after the other.
Okay.
But even in those cases, sometimes you feel drained out. So maybe it will take me about 15 minutes to get into that mode of working again. But if the if the student who is sitting across in some other part of the city or of the country or the world, whatever, if they are focused enough, then I just normally it's perfectly okay.
Okay. So another query that generally comes is like, should I have my child to learn in a group class or individual class? So what's your view on that?
Well, I think till about 1 decade back, the strongest chess playing nation was still Russia, right? And they have had this system of working together.
Okay.
For the specifics, I would highly recommend, because it's like this: one man's meat, another man's poison. So the what I need is what I need. What he needs or you need is something else. So it's for the specifics, yes, probably one-on-one sessions are better. You want to work on a certain thing, a certain which probably the other person doesn't need right now. Like for example, basic rook endgame.
Okay.
Just give me. I need one lesson there, and in one lesson, share the data and everything so that I can practice later. But you first explain to me, and I cannot do it in a group class because there are too many people. But that one session is more than enough, or 1 or 2 sessions, whatever it will take.
Okay.
Or let's say at a little bit higher up level, some opening that you want to prepare. Now this guy doesn't play that, this guy plays that. So what is the point of working together and trying to figure things out? So group sessions are good. They have a lot of competitive value. But individual sessions for the specifics are probably equally important.
Okay. Okay. And probably it's also, could it be like some children, their learning style may also differ from the others. Like there are some children who may not be that socially active, or they would not.
Yes, I think you have a point there, because I come across these things pretty often. But I think what I would recommend for these particular instances, like in these type of children who are not very sociable or very communicable, or those who are they are basically, by the time they raise their hand, somebody else has already done it. It happens all the time. But the thing is that still not to stop this, because it still holds a lot of competitive value for them in terms of competition, strictly for that. So have probably more of the other sessions, one-to-one sessions, and less of these. But still, I think this group sessions are actually useful. It helps.
Or probably a combination of two, right? Depending.
Yeah, I mean, if you can do that, yeah. Obviously, a combination of both. But group sessions, it should not be. I think it cannot be like where there are only 1 or 2 kids who are able to answer everything, because they are much stronger than the rest, and the others can't. Because especially when it is an online group session, it becomes a problem. Because the others, they feel like we want to move on. Those who have done it, let's say it's a group of, let's say 6 people. 3 do it very fast, 3 don't do it at all. And then 3 are feeling left out, and 3 are feeling like we couldn't do it. So then it becomes some sort of a problem, especially in online. But in offline, I think offline group sessions, it doesn't really make a difference, because they still have their chance. You can move on and let the kids do on their own board.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I mean, so it's not so difficult. Yeah.
Okay. So you also mentioned something about a decade back we had more players from the Russia and right. So there are definitely different teaching methods. We have heard a lot of stories around Russia as a very different method of training, teaching, producing champions. and I think of late US also is doing pretty well in terms of producing the grandmasters. Even China is coming up in a big way. A lot of title players are coming up from there. So is there like a different methodology that certain regions or certain nations adopt, or you think it's more of a standardized as we are becoming more global? So with the advent of technology, the methods are becoming more like kind of standardized.
I think when you talked about 4 different countries here, I think the methods would be at par, similar.
Okay.
It would not be the same, but
Okay.
some system is in place
Okay.
in China and Russia because it is state sponsored.
Okay.
But in case of US and India, it is not. It is not state sponsored. So if it is, if like for example, I mean, we are still just 75 years into existence as an independent nation compared to US, which is more than 200 years old. So
Yeah.
so we are still we are developing, but the thing is that currently wherever there is a system in place which is successful, like in case of USSR, the former USSR, I mean, and they had a system because they wanted to be the best at it. For whatever reasons. I mean, the reasons must have been a little bit political also, I'm very sure. It was not like everybody loved chess or something like that.
Okay.
But when, even Kasparov said this, that in a country where there are so many people who participate, who are like, very positive about the game, they really like to learn, like to play, somebody great had to come up. It just happened to be me. These were Kasparov's words when he became the best in the world. Which is quite natural that the giants basically they leap out of such group, the huge group of people only. There are obviously there are a lot of exceptions to this rule, but by and large, yes. And in India, the players are supported very well these days, but still it is not like a very widespread support. That is still going to take a lot of time coming. In US, it's nothing.
Okay.
I mean, as far as I know, it's very little. So whatever they do is like still in India, it is sponsored. Like our children, if they finish in top 3 of the national championship, they go out and play in the Asian Championship and the World Championship, which is the tickets are given by the government, the lodging boarding is taken care of by the government, the Ministry of Youth Affairs, and so, but this happens in case of people who qualify. But let's say if we were to develop a system wherein like a system which existed in Russia, it existed. Now I don't know. I haven't.
So can you explain a bit about what system you're talking about in Russia and what is it? And
so they had, for example, there are chess clubs all over.
Okay.
In every city, a few. Okay, one main and some others. And in those centers, the children who like to play, they would come over, they would play, and there will also be some subsequent lessons given by a certain trainer. And they would do probably 2 hours, 3 hours. It depends upon them.
Is that like state sponsored? What you said?
Yes.
Like completely free?
I believe it had to be free in those times.
Okay.
It couldn't be chargeable because there was absolutely no money in the hands of the local people.
Okay.
Right. I mean, so it had to be. I think it should have been state sponsored. UAE has this policy, but only for their local population.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they have. It is completely state sponsored.
UAE can always afford it.
Yeah. So whatever be it. Yeah. So.
Okay. So what do you think, let's say for India subcontinent, what can we do? So for example, let's say there are a lot of chess coaches, as you said, like you train 300 plus, and a lot of academies are coming up. They're already there since decades, right? So what would be like your piece of recommendation inputs to the chess ecosystem? How can we spread it even more? In India, what could be those few ways to do that?
See, the figure that you put it at was like there are 50 million or 5 crore people who play chess in the country, but this is only a tentative figure.
Yes.
Right? is probably a rough estimate of what actually exists. I think it is the onus is on us. The onus is on the coaches as well as on the system to just spread it extremely wide. And once we are able to do that, then I don't see why chess cannot be another sport like cricket in the country. It's really possible because in every corner there are grandmasters, there are strong players. There's always vying for to do something better. And then now there is enough prize money. Okay, there are more companies which are coming up to sponsor people, students and all that. So I think basically it has to be spread like, okay, you said 5 crore, but I don't know, honestly. Even I am under the assumption it is 5 crores who people who play chess.
So I'm talking about 5 crore as a number where chess people are playing as a hobby at homes. We see a lot of chess boards at homes, they pick up the sport, and roughly around 80,000 to 1 lakh could be the FIDE rated players. But 5 crore is just the estimate number, like in a house.
I'll give you a very interesting statistic here, which
Okay.
I was just talking to a few days back about one of the important guys. With one of the important guys, he told me that the AICF, the All India Chess Federation, has a current registration of a little over 60,000,
Okay.
and it has doubled in the last 1 year.
Wow.
So look at the,
Correct.
I mean, this the difference. It was 30,000 when still a few crore played. Now we claim that it's 5 crores, and still is at 60,000. Total number of registrations. These are the people who play chess in India.
So these would be like
There are others
the
who play
professional
online.
ones. Yeah.
No, not professionals. Not necessarily professionals. Out of which approximately, I'm sure, about 50 to 55,000 would be just playing for fun. Still, but they are still registered because they like to play. They move out. They play the tournaments, etc. For which the registration is a must. Unless you register with the federation, you cannot take part in federated events, for example, or
Yes,
nationals,
that's
or,
true.
yeah,
That's
or national championships. So the number of players who play in tournaments, you can probably add two times more to it. That is still 180,000, right? Those who play the tournament. So I play at district level, I don't have to register with the AICF. I play in a school tournament, I don't have to register with the AICF, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we see this CBSE tournament. There are more than 3,000 kids participating. Last time I checked. SGFI is the same, but they are not registering. It's like 3,000, 4,000, 6,000. But these are the people who actually never get to play in actual tournaments, which are like the competitive ones, which will get you ratings, which will make you more proactive towards the game, and also give you that sense of achievement. And people are not aware. Most likely this is the case. It's not that they don't want to do this.
Correct. Yeah.
But the information doesn't reach. So our power of this information has to go very widespread. That this exists. There's a system which exists, and people have been working towards it. I think in the last 2 years I see a lot of positive developments in this regard. But it still needs to go to many other levels.
Correct. No, in fact, one of the things that we also have done as an academy is like we are trying to talk to many schools, the progressive ones, where we are trying to create a chess club in a respective school, because in a typical school you got like close to 2,000 students overall, right? And roughly for any sport 10 to 15% of the kids are generally interested. So out of a pool of, let's say, 2,000 in the entire school, 200 to 300 students would be interested in, let's say, for a chess, right? So we are trying to do that. But yes, you're right, all of us put together who are part of the chess ecosystem has to go a little deeper and do chess in the schools, because India has 1.5 million plus schools overall put together, government schools and the private schools. Private schools should be around close to like 4 lakh to 5 lakh schools, right? So there lies a clear opportunity that we can introduce chess there, and life skills is a great outcome that the parents, that the school owners can expect from their children. In fact, this brings me to one thing, which is Sometimes school owners do ask us, why should we have chess in the schools? Why should we create a chess club in the schools? The first question is like, we are here to improve our academic results, right? So they ask this question, does it actually improve the academic endeavor of the child?
I'm sure it does. There are research papers that prove that those there are two sets of people.
Okay.
This has been done. Very extensive researches have taken place in different countries.
Okay.
And those who play chess, they often do much better in maths and other cognitive subjects.
Okay.
Whereas those who don't, they don't perform so much better.
Okay.
This has already happened. There are research papers to prove this.
Amazing. So yeah, I mean, this is something that they keep asking us, right? So definitely we also try and position ourselves that somebody who plays chess will have these outcomes, will have these benefits. And this should definitely help get chess to a larger scale, through the schools as well. So one more thing that just struck my mind is, we talk about the government, right? There are like close to 10 lakh plus schools, the government schools, right? So I am not aware if there is any specific government which is actually trying to put chess as the forefront tool for these younger kids.
Okay, it started with Gujarat when our honorable PM was the CM there.
Okay.
They launched it big time. They also created a world record. I remember calling Vishwanathan Anand and making some 20,000 people play together at the same time.
Wow, amazing. And
it
was when? When was it?
I think this was in the early 2000.
Early 2000. Okay. Is that still happening in Gujarat in this?
No. So the chess school was Gujarat was the first state to take this up officially.
Okay.
And I'm sure it still exists. The second state was Tamil Nadu.
Okay.
Which took it up.
Okay.
But I don't know if anything actually happened there. Vis-a-vis doing this part. We have done, some years back we tried to do something really good about this, to have to make the school teachers learn how to play chess so that they can teach chess, and then we provide them a syllabus, initial syllabus. We even created some 2 books. There were 5 of us together, and we all worked on it. And those 2 books still exist, but I don't think it saw the light of the day.
Okay.
The thing is that the task is actually so vast and varied that you need multiple people in the ecosystem to make this actually succeed. And this is what everyone is afraid of. More people means more problems. It's clear. So, so this is, I think, one of the primary reasons why this has not really taken shape. Although, like in India, it is happening right now. Chess in prison, for example. Okay? Yeah. So chess in prison is happening. Then there is, I have myself done a project on the refugees from Sudan coming to Kenya some 30 years back.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did a project with them. That was online, of course, but I did. So my thing is that this is a very humongous task, and this requires effort, time, a fantastic team, and obviously a lot of money.
A lot of money, absolutely.
So if we have these 4 things put together, I don't see why it can't succeed. I mean, we have done wonders in so many other things. I mean, come on. We have so many satellites, we have so many systems, we have so much more we have done in so many different fields. So this is very doable. But then at some point someone will have to realize in the hierarchy, that higher up in the hierarchy rather, that this is important for the development of the nation itself. If they start to believe that, then I think this will happen.
Fantastic. And I see, in fact, you mentioned about the prison thing. In fact, some of our trainers have also taught in the prison, and to some notable prisoners also, which I can't take names here. I think they tell good stories around it that government is trying to reform. It's kind of a reformist kind of a agenda from the government's end, right? So they do all these things to give them some kind of opportunity to prove themselves and stuff like that. And yes, initiatives like these, if they're happening at scale, will definitely help. I also, in fact, in one of the tournaments that I played, a FIDE tournament, one of the rounds was with a visually impaired, student, and that was like my first brush with somebody like that, who I'm playing against, and I was very perplexed. Should I be playing my natural game, or should I be a little kind of mellow down my game?
They are pretty sharp for all you know.
Absolutely. I tried doing it. I can very well relate to it. I was almost losing that game. Then somehow, I could win that. But yes, the point that I'm trying to bring is that we see a lot of section of specially abled, children or participants. In fact, in many tournaments, there is a lot of discounting that goes to such kids, right? So, do you think that there is a like they can also play at par with the other kids, or how difficult it becomes for them to learn chess, or how do they learn? I mean,
Okay, there's basically a method for everything these days. I mean, especially for the specially abled. I think the biggest challenge is for the uh, for those who are vision impaired. Basically, that's the biggest challenges for them. But for them also there are some. You, as you said, you played. You would have seen
Yeah.
that specially crafted chessboard
Yeah,
and
correct.
everything. So, and these days, I mean, come on, they access Facebook, they do, they are on the social media everywhere, and the point is that the facilities have really multiplied several folds in the last few decades, and which is what makes them. I mean, they have every right to be. I mean, like, there. I know some of them have been even awarded the Grandmaster title, for example, and they're pretty good. I've seen some players who are 2400 rated, 2350 rated, like that. I've personally met them. I think in India also we have the strongest guy. I think Darpan or Ganguly or Darpan. I think it's a close fight between these two. But they're pretty strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I worked with Darpan online.
Okay.
Online training. Yeah. Training him.
Okay.
Just one class, but okay, we did.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm proud to say that. The thing is that if he can work online, then he can literally do anything.
And any advice for us, for Kabil Kids Chess Academy? How can we do even better, and how can we spread the game of chess within the ambit of resources that we have? Any piece of advice that you would have for us?
I think one good thing which you already told me about was that you are going to be organizing a lot of tournaments. I think that is the key. See, providing a platform to learn is not enough alone. I think that is a very positive step that you are going to take, because you are also giving them an environment to compete, whether it is be with each other or with the world, or with players of the same city. It doesn't matter. Providing them that atmosphere, making them a little bit competitive in the process. Then I think try and make your trainers little better equipped than the current. I'm sure they are very good, all of them. But if they are better equipped, like we spoke about some time back, I think it will help them become better, which in turn will make your students better.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think this will be another positive step that.
In fact, I'll get in touch with you separately to arrange some kind of sessions for our trainers also, to help them become even better coaches, better trainers, for the right outcomes for the children and for the parents in the process. Wonderful. So we'll have before we close, we'll have a quick rapid fire kind of a thing, Mr. Vishal. So what is, and you can answer in a sentence, one line, you're free to choose that. Who is the toughest opponent that you have faced in your chess playing journey?
Not an easy guess. I've played with quite a lot of them. Shashi Kiran, perhaps.
Okay. Okay.
Also Kirill Georgiev. Quite a few of them, yeah.
Okay. Okay. And any tournament that you remember that you have won which you did not expect to win?
My first national title,
Okay.
under 15 national championship. I was 13 then. It
Okay.
was lucky break.
Okay. How was the feeling at that time?
I can't really, I mean, I didn't know what it meant.
Okay.
But then it made me sit in a plane for the first time in my life.
Okay.
I went all the way to Austria
Awesome.
and I saw snow for the first time in my
Wow.
life.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was exhilarating. Yeah.
Okay. And what's like your favorite opening?
The classical Sicilian.
Okay. Okay. And what's like your best defense as black to a e4?
To e4, that's what I said. Classical Sicilian is against e4.
Okay.
My best defense would be the Slav defense, probably
Okay.
the semi-Slav rather.
Okay. Okay. All right. And so the last one is if you were to train, let's say, 100,000 people at a time, okay, and let's say we don't know about the level of these 100,000 people, they could be across the globe, and it's a 1 hour, let's say, a master class. So how would you go about it? How would you split that session of 1 hour between 100,000 chess aspirants?
I will tell them a lot of stories, very, very exciting stories about the game itself. Not teach them chess per se, but tell them a lot of stories which will make them very hungry to learn the game even more.
Awesome, fantastic. Thank you so much. So this was it, and thank you everyone. And it was a wonderful conversation. I hope that it is going to benefit you as a parent, you as a child or a participant, and you as a chess coach as well. And we'll keep bringing such sessions as we keep moving forward. And thank you so much, Vishal, for joining us for this podcast. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. So, Vishal, would just like to have a quick, maybe a short masterclass for next 5 minutes. This should really help our audiences, especially the students, the kids, to learn directly from the international master. So, would really request you to show us some good positions which can help all of us.
Okay, so let's start with this very basic king and pawn endgame position. The idea is to create a pass pawn. It is white to move. The white is on the other side, so coming this side to make a queen. White wants to make a queen. He must have a pass pawn. But as we see here, there is a pawn against each pawn. So you have to break through in such a way that one of the pawn can pass through. This is like a wall which you need to pass through. So white plays the first move as b6. Black has got two possible options. You can either take it with this pawn or with this pawn. Let's try taking it with the c pawn first. And white plays a6. Idea is to capture this pawn. Like for example, if black captures here, then you just capture here and make it into a queen on the next move. And white wins. So for black, the only other move is to take this pawn. And white pushes. And as you can see, the pawn cannot be stopped from becoming a new queen. This is the first position. Walking on the similar path, we'll have the next one now. Here also the motive is the same. The idea is that white wants to create a pass pawn, but this time it's not hitting against a wall. It is basically, it looks much more difficult because if you play this, then black doesn't capture. Black would probably move the king away. But now white has a nice trick up his sleeves, which is to play c5. The idea is not to capture either of the pawns, but to push this pawn forward. So for example, if this move, king f5, white just pushes c6. Black captures here, otherwise white will capture here and make it into a queen on the next move. And now white plays b6. And as you can see, this king is too far away from the reach of this queening square. cb6, ab6, and now no matter what black does, white is going to make it into a queen and subsequently win the game. If we go back just one move, after we played c5, let's say he captures dc5, then the king is still here, so e6, b6. And now if you capture cb6, then d6, and this pawn cannot be stopped from becoming a new queen. There are no other options that black can exercise. Having learned all these things at a very young age, I think about 20 odd years before, I got a chance to play something very similar in one of my own games. I'd like to share that one here. Basically, we had both been trying to outwit each other. I was playing with a I think a Scottish International Master. This was in UK somewhere, Isle of Man. And white played here c5. I had very little time on my clock left, but suddenly something struck me as very odd, and I thought, like, I know this. And then in the next 30 seconds I played the rest of the moves, which I took here. He took with the queen, and he thought he's winning now because he can capture all these pawns, and here there is nothing. But then, if you remember the previous position, here it goes: f5, king c4, and g5. Same idea. And now he captured. I push this, g4, he had to capture, e4, he captured again, e3, he captured it, he had to go back king d3, this is very pretty, c4. And now, if you take king e3, then I take here and this pawn queens, so he had to take here, I push this, like this, I push this. Eventually sacrificing 6 pawns to make it into a new queen, one of the pawns. This was possible only because I knew the previous 2 positions pretty well. So this is basically more of a pattern recognition rather than having a particular skill set. So I could recognize the pattern. I just thought, like, okay, I know this, and that was enough, and I could play all the moves very fast. We'll also quickly have a look at one of the popular opening traps that I see people falling in every now and then. Let's quickly set up the board. And here we go. Still have a knight and a pawn. This is a very old opening trap. People, especially young children, still fall into this. It's a nice little trick that black tries to play. Plays knight to f6 and white plays bishop g5. This is one of the most common moves that are played. The other is cd5. And black now tries to lure white into capturing a pawn because this knight cannot move. The queen is hanging. So white captures here, capture, and if white dares to capture on d5, there is a nice trick that black has worked on. Takes the knight, gives up the queen, but it is only temporary. Gives a check, and the queen must come, intervene to stop the check. Capture the queen. He must capture with the king, and now capture here. So if you see in the entire bargain, black has got one extra knight for just 1 pawn. That's 3 points against 1 point.
So thank you so much. That was like really amazing show, a master class. So I hope everyone will get benefited out of this, and if possible, deploy them in your tournament games to get the best outcomes. So thank you Vishal, for such a great master class.
I really had a good time. Thank you.